the ground disappears. Not cracks, not dust. It simply vanishes. We are walking on what feels like the sky itself. Every step reflects blue. Every breath feels lighter than it should. This is Salar de Uyuni. Most researchers believe this vast mirror was once a prehistoric lake, dried slowly over thousands of years. What remains is the largest salt flat on Earth. Perfectly flat. So flat that satellites use it to calibrate themselves. Standing here, distance collapses. The horizon feels painted on, like walking inside a dream that forgot its edges. The danger isn't obvious. That's the trick. One wrong direction, and you walk in circles. Depth vanishes. Water reflects heat upward, burning skin and eyes. A local guide once stopped us mid-step, not because of danger ahead, but because we had walked too long without realizing it. Survival here is boring, and that's why it works. Sunglasses. Constant hydration. Never trust your sense of distance. This place teaches one thing quietly. Reality doesn't owe us clarity. Then the light changes. The mirror darkens. The air thickens. The cold clarity dissolves into heat. We leave reflection behind and step into fire. At night, the desert should be silent. Instead, it breathes. An orange glow rises from the darkness, pulsing like a wound that never closes. This is the Darvaza Gas Crater, the place the world nicknamed the Door to Hell. In the 1970s, Soviet engineers drilled here. The ground collapsed. Methane escaped. They set it on fire, believing it would burn out in weeks. It never did. Heat slams into your face like opening an oven you can't shut. The ground near the edge is brittle. One step too far, and there is no recovery. A desert worker told us he never looks directly down for too long. Not from fear, but because people forget how close is too close. Survival is simple. Stay upwind. Watch the ground. Leave before fatigue dulls judgment. This fire doesn't rage. It waits, like a mouth that never closes, like a mistake that refuses to be forgotten. If the Earth can erase reality with a mirror and burn endlessly because of one human decision, what happens when the planet itself seems unfinished? Because next, we step onto ground that is still tearing itself apart. The ground here doesn't feel finished. It feels like it's still deciding what it wants to be. The air burns before the heat does. Sulfur catches in the throat. Breathing turns deliberate. We are standing in the Danakil Depression. Most researchers believe this is one of the few places on Earth where three tectonic plates are slowly tearing a continent apart. Africa isn't stable here. It's opening. The colors feel unreal. Acid yellow, rust red, green that looks painted, not grown. Like a chemistry experiment left in the sun. Like the surface of a planet still under construction. The danger doesn't announce itself. The ground hardens, then softens without warning. Some pools boil silently. Others burn skin in seconds. A local Afar guide motioned us back with a single hand. No panics, just certainty. One more step would have been enough. Survival here is strict. Walk early. Cover skin. Drink before you feel thirsty. Never assume water is safe. Danakil teaches a hard truth. The Earth doesn't care if we're comfortable. Then we leave something ancient and arrive at something accidental. Because next, color stops being wonder and starts becoming a warning. Color arrives before the warning. It pulls the eye forward. It tells the body everything is fine. We are climbing toward Vinicunca. The air thins with every step. Breathing feels borrowed. Most researchers believe these bands of color were hidden for centuries beneath snow, revealed only as ice retreated. Minerals oxidized at different rates. Iron, copper, sulfur. The mountain looks painted by a careless hand, like a spilled palette frozen in motion, like a bruise the earth never tried to hide. The danger isn't the slope, it's the oxygen. One wrong pace and the chest tightens. Vision narrows. The world tilts. A local guide slowed us without speaking. Just a palm raised. Rest now or descend later on someone else's shoulders. Survival here is discipline. Small steps. Steady rhythm. Stop before the headache speaks. Vinicunca whispers a quiet lesson. Beauty can exist where the body fails. Then, color deepens. The air thickens again. Cold becomes heat. We step into Death Valley. The name doesn't exaggerate. Most researchers agree this basin sits below sea level, trapping heat like a sealed furnace. Temperatures climb past what skin expects, past what machines tolerate. The land shimmers. Salt cracks like broken porcelain. Mountains bleed pink and green from mineral scars. It feels like standing inside a hairdryer, like the sun pressed too close to the ground. The danger moment is simple. Stop moving, just for a minute too long. A park ranger once told us the valley doesn't kill quickly. It convinces you that you have time. Survival here is unromantic. Start before dawn. Cover skin completely. Carry more water than pride allows. Death Valley teaches the opposite of Vinicunca. Not thin air, but heavy heat. Not ascent, but endurance. Color fooled us twice. Once with altitude. Once with heat. So what happens when stone and water decide together? Because next, we enter places carved slowly, where chemistry outlasts breath. The stone closes in. Light thins. Sound dies. We are stepping into Antelope Canyon. The air cools instantly. Walls rise and bend like frozen waves. Most researchers believe these curves were carved by flash floods over thousands of years. Water rushed where silence now lives. Sandstone learned to flow. The canyon feels soft to the eye, like silk folded by gravity, like a ribbon paused mid-motion. The danger is invisible. Rain miles away is enough. One mistake is timing. A clear sky above doesn't matter. Water arrives without warning. A Navajo guide once stopped us mid-step. Not because of what we saw, but because of what we couldn't hear yet. Survival here is obedience. Enter only with local guidance. Watch the weather beyond the canyon. Never trust calm walls. Antelope Canyon leaves one thought behind. What shapes us most is what we don't see. Then the cool disappears. Stone gives way to heat. Silence becomes chemical. The ground crunches underfoot at Lake Natron. The air smells sharp, almost metallic. Most researchers agree this lake's extreme alkalinity comes from volcanic minerals concentrated by evaporation. The water can burn skin. It can blind eyes. The color feels unreal. Red like spilled ink, pink like a wound refusing to close. The danger moment is simple. Touch the water, or trust the crust beneath it. A local guide warned us with one rule: never step where birds won't stand. Survival here is caution. Protect skin. Avoid spray. Follow tested paths only. And yet life thrives. Flamingos breed here by the millions. Predators can't follow. Lake Natron feels like a paradox. Like death repurposed as shelter. Like poison turned into protection. Stone carved by water. Water turned lethal by stone. If the earth can shape beauty from floods and life from poison, what happens when time itself begins to leave marks? Because next, we step into places that remember. Time leaves fingerprints. You can feel them before you see them. We step onto the white steps of Pamukkale. The stone is warm, almost alive. Most researchers believe these terraces formed as mineral-rich water cooled and released calcium carbonate, layer by layer over millennia. Not built, deposited. The pools look soft, like frozen milk spilling downhill, like snow that learned to flow. The danger hides in carelessness. Bare feet slip, edges crumble. A local attendant stopped us with a quiet gesture. Step only where the stone is worn smooth. The rest is still becoming. Survival here is restraint. Walk slowly. Follow marked paths. Respect what hasn't hardened yet. Pamukkale whispers a truth. Time builds gently, but punishes quickly. Then water disappears. Green takes over. On Socotra Island, the air smells dry and ancient. The wind hums, not whistles. Most researchers agree the island split from the mainland millions of years ago, trapping life in isolation. Evolution took a different route here. Dragon's blood trees rise like umbrellas turned inside out. Like creatures paused mid-escape. Like ideas no longer allowed elsewhere. The danger isn't obvious. It's distance. A local guide chose to turn back early. Not from fear, but because night erases landmarks. Survival here is humility. Carry enough water. Respect daylight. Never outrun your map. Socotra feels like memory made physical. Like Earth remembering an earlier version of itself. Then the wind sharpens. The air dries. At Mono Lake Tufa Towers, silence feels heavy. The lake smells faintly alkaline. Most researchers believe these limestone towers formed underwater, where mineral springs met carbonate-rich water. They rose only after water levels dropped. They look like drowned castles, like coral lifted from a vanished sea. The danger is subtle. Sharp edges, fragile ground. A ranger once warned us softly, touch nothing. Time here is already breaking. Survival means distance. Stay on paths. Leave no trace. These places don't shout history. They keep it. If the Earth can remember longer than us, What happens when people leave marks behind? Because next, we confront what remains after we're gone. Silence feels heavier when people once stood here. You notice it immediately. We step onto Easter Island. The wind is constant. The air smells of salt and grass. Most researchers believe the Moai statues were carved between the 13th and 16th centuries, moved without metal tools or wheels. How they were transported remains debated. They stand like witnesses, like giants frozen mid-thought, like questions carved in stone. The danger here isn't physical. It's erosion, time, and footsteps. A local ranger quietly asked us not to touch. Not because of rules, but because the stone remembers every hand. Survival here means restraint. Stay on paths. Respect distance. Leave curiosity unsatisfied. Easter Island asks one question softly. What survives when belief disappears? Then the land smooths. Symmetry replaces mystery. At Chocolate Hills, the air is warm and humid. The hills stretch endlessly. Most researchers agree these limestone formations were shaped by uplift and erosion over millions of years. Season changes their color. They look artificial, like candies placed too perfectly, like terrain designed by mistake. The danger is scale, heat, fatigue. A local caretaker waved us towards shade. Not urgently, just knowing. Survival is simple. Hydrate. Rest often. Respect the sun. Here, nature feels playful, but still indifferent. Then everything narrows. At the wave, permission is rare. Paths are absent. Most researchers believe this sandstone was sculpted by wind and rain over 190 million years. Movement froze into stone. It looks unreal, like fabric pulled too tight, like motion paused forever. The danger is isolation, navigation errors, heat. A ranger's final words echoed behind us. If you're lost here, no one hears you. Survival demands humility. Gupes. Extra water. Extra water. Turning back early. The wave doesn't welcome visitors. It tolerates them. These places shouldn't exist. But they do. Not for us. Not to impress. They exist because the Earth doesn't explain itself. And maybe the real danger is believing it ever needed to.